Hi, my beautiful souls, and welcome to Archbellyoga YouTube channel. I thought I would share a little practice that we're doing in class at the moment as we focus on our fire element and into our solar plexus area, which is just here beneath the lower ribs in between the belly button, our Manipura chakra. And it's a really nice time of year to do this as we move into spring. We're shaking off that winter, that cold, that hibernation feeling, and we're bringing warmth and joy back into the body. So the whole practice is based on Agni, our fire element, and really igniting that warmth in the body and igniting our flame and burning through our negative energies, our negative thoughts, anything that we don't want to keep, and letting the fire engulf it and remove it from the body. Working with our fire and bringing warmth into the body really helps lubricate all the joints. It makes everything feel nice and free, and just generally it's a very nice practice to do. So welcome. All you'll need is yourself and your mat. We're going to roll it out and start by taking a really comfortable seat. So whatever that looks like for you, crossed legs out in front, sitting on a cushion, just somewhere you can sit as we begin to bring ourselves into the space, into this time for you. Letting the body begin to take any wiggles that it's dying to have before we begin. And starting to ground those hips down into the earth. Feeling the body settle into a space. Hands can be resting wherever feels nice. Palms facing up, palms facing down. Taking a deep breath in. And a full exhale out. Let it all go. Let it go, whatever it took for you to be here. And again, deep breath in. And full breath out. Feeling the shoulders relaxing, the jaw releasing. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale. Fully let yourself surrender into the space. Closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze to the tip of the nose. Letting the breath return to that natural rhythm, that natural flow. Beginning to notice. Beginning to notice, how does the body feel on the inside? Does it feel warm already? Does it feel as though that fire is roaring inside of you? Or does it feel like the fire is a little flat? And you're not making any judgments or trying to change anything. You're just finding the space to simply notice. Notice where it is that your inner fire may have gone out, may have dimmed a little, may feel like the body is cold in parts. Simply noticing that simple act of checking in with your fire element. Checking in with what it is you need to let go from the winter and invite back in as we move into spring. What is it you need to invite back in to begin to reignite that fire, to increase the Agni in the body? As you breathe in, lifting the arms up and around the body. Let the hands reach up to the sky, keeping space between them. Exhale, release them down. Inhale, rising them up. This time, as you reach up to the sky, holding the arms here, breathing in and out. Draw the fingers in towards the palm, making a fist, but keeping the thumbs pointing upwards. Begin to lift those thumbs up to the sky, tapping into our thumbs, which is our fire element. And as you breathe in, feel that breath rising from your root, from the ground, up through the spine, up through the arms, into the thumbs, feeding our fire with oxygen and energy. Each breath growing a little stronger, flames reaching a little higher. Exhale, release those hands down. Let them just fall wherever feels comfortable. Bring to rest on the knees. Gently opening the eyes, we're going to begin circling over to the left. Inhale, drawing the chest forward, feeling that solar plexus coming round as we draw back. Exhale, round into the spine, draw the chin into the chest. Inhale, expanding out that solar plexus. Exhale, contracting it back in. Moving with your own breath. Feeling this movement from the center of the ribs, from that lower part of the rib center of the belly. Keeping the hips grounded. Churning the body round. And as we exhale and come back, reverse the direction. As you exhale, coming back to center. Before we begin moving into our practice, we're going to take Kapalabhati breathing, fire breath of fire. Now, this breath always makes me laugh a little bit. I say this every time because it's just a really joyful breath, but I feel like it brings so much energy and fire into the body. It's really divine. So if you've never done this before, it's nice to place a hand just into that solar plexus area, into the lower ribs where the belly meets. And we take a deep inhale through the nose. And as we do, we puff that belly out. And then we have a short, sharp exhale through the nose and we draw the belly in. And then we repeat and we find a rhythm that feels nice for our breath. So when we begin, we generally will find that we'll lose that rhythm quite often. But just take a deep breath in and start again. So we're going to do this for about a minute. And then we're just going to pause to feel into that space, feel the warmth that we're creating. So when we're ready, taking that deep breath in and sharp exhale out. Pulsing into the belly. Resetting that breath as many times as you need to. 30 more seconds. Five more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Let all those muscles relax, let go of the work. Just notice any sensations in that area, any tingling, warmth created, any sense of energy that we've stirred, that fire in our belly. And then releasing and coming on to all fours. Just planting the hands nice and sturdy into the ground, knees beneath the hips. Tops of the feet planted into the mat. Take a deep breath in as we exhale, round through the spine, drawing that solar plexus up to the sky. Chin comes to chest. As we inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chin, the chest, the tailbone. And then moving in and out of our cat and cow with the breath. Focusing on that fire energy center. And we begin to release that fire from the solar plexus. Through the spine, moving up and down the body, beginning to spread out. Moving with your own breath, sensing that feeling of your inner fire, your own inner space of energy. Finishing in our cat, exhale it out. Release back to tabletop. Tuck the toes, take a deep breath in. As we exhale, lift the knees off the floor, holding, using the strength of that fire to hold the body steady. Breathing as we stay here. Can we draw everything into the center? Exhale, release the toes, sink the hips back for a moment into a child's pose. Stretch through the arms. Coming up onto the fingertips, lengthening the spine, lengthening from the armpits down to the fingers, keeping everything engaged, everything switched on. Using that fire, that energy. Inhale, rising back up. Tuck the toes, exhale, up into our downward dog. Begin to pedal out the feet, stretching into the back of the legs, the back of the body. Letting the legs begin to waken. Letting that fire begin to spread. Then taking a deep breath in, exhale it out. Finding some stillness in our downward dog. Looking up at the hands, step or walk the feet forward. Releasing into our fold. Taking each elbow with the hands and swing from side to side. Bringing a bend into those knees if that feels nice. And as you sway, stretching into the side of the body. Lovely. Coming back to center, exhale, just release the hands down, finding our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the chest, the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, arms come around us, reaching up to the sky. Hands meet, exhale, down to the heart. Find our mountain pose, hands either side of the body, readjusting. If you're not quite at the top of the mat, just bringing yourself to the top of the mat. Standing here with our inner flame, growing strong. Finding strength in the body. Drawing energy up from the earth through the soles of our feet to feed our agni, feed our fire. We're going to move through slight variations of Sunsalutation B, traditionally used to warm up the body, used to ignite that inner flame. Bringing the hands just out in front, elbows tucked into the body, finding that fire mudra, so tucking in the fingers, releasing the thumb up to the sky. Taking a deep breath in. As we exhale, sink the hips back, bend into the knees, finding our chair pose, keeping the spine long. Holding it here for a breath or two. Each exhale, maybe you sink a little deeper, finding that core, that fire within. On an exhale, release into our fold. Plant the hands, step it back, coming into a tabletop, so dropping the knees. Then releasing to the floor as we exhale. Inhale through cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, chin, chest, belly rising up, arms stay bent. Exhale, release, back to the floor. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back through our tabletop. Tuck the knees, exhale into our downward dog. Pausing for breath. Exhale, release the knees. Step forward with that right foot. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Twist the heel down towards the mat, bend into the front knee. Inhale, rising up into our warrior one. Finding our fire mudra. Thumbs up to the sky. Holding strong in this pose. Our warrior one. Sensing our confidence, our integrity rising. That vitality flowing through the body. Exhale, release the hands. Lift that back heel. Drop that back knee. Step it back into our tabletop. Inhale, exhale into our downward dog. One full breath here. Exhale, release the knees. Step forward with the left foot. Lift that back knee. Let the heel sink down. Inhale, rising up into our warrior one, bending into the front knee, sinking the hips. Fire mudra with the hands, strength all the way from the core up through the body, reaching to the sky. Letting that prana, that life force flow through you. Exhale, release the hands. Drop that back knee. Step it back. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale through cobra. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale through tabletop. Exhale into our downward dog. Pausing for a breath. Looking up at the hands, step or walk the feet forward. Exhale into our fold. Finding those elbows tucking in towards the body, our fire mudra. Inhale, rising up into our chair pose. Holding it here. Take a deep breath in. Full exhale out. Inhale, rising up. Lift the hands to the sky. Exhale, release. the arms either side of the body, finding our mountain pose. Breathing, feeling the strength, feeling the changes in the body, feeling the warmth. Just drink it in. Allow yourself to feel it all. Moving through that same sequence, but with a little bit more fire in some of the moves. So bringing our hands into our fire mudra. As we inhale, arms come up to the sky, reaching all the way up. Exhale, sink the hips back and down. Holding it here. Breathing in this chair pose, our fierce pose. And if you can, each time you exhale, maybe the hips come a little bit further down, but keep that integrity in the spine, nice and long and lengthening. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release into our fold. Plant the hands. This time we're stepping it back into plank pose. So find the pose. Strength from the hands, up through the arms, pushing into the earth. Feel the legs squeezing together. Feel the whole of the core drawing into the center. Feeding your fire. Final breath. Release the knees. Tuck the toes. Exhale, lowering down slowly, slowly to the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release into the tabletop, coming up into our downward dog. Pausing for breath here. Inhale, release that right leg into the sky. Stretch the toes away. Looking up at the hands. Exhale, step the foot forward. Release that back heel. Bend into the front knee. Fire mudra, rising up into our warrior one. Hopefully we're feeling quite warm by now. The jumpers and socks have come off. Just breathing here. Sensing that energy within you. That strength that you hold, that your fire brings. Exhale, release the hands. Lift that back foot. Step it back into our downward dog. Lifting the hips high. Exhaling down through the back of the heels. Inhale, lift that left leg into the sky. Looking up at the hands. Draw that left foot forward. Release that back heel. Inhale, rising up into our warrior one. Fire mudra up to the sky. How do you feel now in this pose? How does that solar plexus area feel? Is there anything coming through? Is there anything that you're burning away that you didn't need, or you no longer wish to carry around with you? Energy, emotions, past events. Exhale, release the hands. Step it back into our downward dog. Inhale, coming forward into a plank. Holding it steady for a breath or two. Release the knees. Exhale, lowering to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, sink it back into our downward dog. Let the breath be steady and strong. And as you inhale, let it pass through the center of the body. And then down as you exhale to the back of the legs. Looking up at the hands, step or walk the feet forward. Exhale into a fold. And an inhale, finding that fire mudra with the hands lifting up, coming into our chair pose, arms to the sky. Final few breaths here. Inhale, rising up, straightening the legs. Exhale, release the hands either side of the body, finding our mountain pose. Let everything relax into this pose. Let the shoulders release down. Closing down the eyes for just a few breaths if it feels nice. Feeling that heat. Feeling that sensation of energy rising through the body. Just as heat rises. Where can you sense it? Where does it feel like it's moving into? Gently opening the eyes, bringing the hands to prayer at the heart. Feet can stay apart, or if you would like a particular little bit of extra fire at this point, you can bring the feet together. Now I have to be careful because the cat has taken refuge on my mat and I'm about to go down there. Okay, we're going to inhale, lifting up onto the tippy toes. And as you exhale, you're going to sink the hips down, bending into the knees. Slowly, slowly. And with a bit of luck, you may find that you are gently resting on the heels, balancing on the toes. Knees drop forward a little, spine is long. And either staying here for a breath or two or lowering the bum to the mat. Or final option, bringing the hands up to the sky in that fire mudra for the final time. Completing our connection with our own inner fire. That fire that drives us, that fire that motivates us. And on an exhale, release the bum to the mat and roll down. Knees stay bent, soles of the feet slightly apart towards hip distance, arms coming out to the side, palms facing up. Let the back of the body settle into the earth beneath you. On an inhale, we're going to lift the hips, lift that pelvis, lift the belly, lift the solar plexus, lift the back of the ribs, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, rolling down back through the spine, releasing the ribs, the solar plexus, the belly, the tailbone, the pelvis. And inviting you to move easily and slowly with your breath, rising up through our bridge, lowering back down. And our goal isn't to come as high as possible. That's why our hands are out towards the side, so we're not using our hands to try and lift ourselves as high as we can. We're just allowing the body to roll in and out with a gentle ease. And even at this point, you may feel the need to close down the eyes as we begin to soften, as we begin to allow that fire to be steady inside of us. Let the warmth be a part of our body. Almost like the moment when a room is a little hot and we open the door and waft a gentle breeze in to balance that fire out. As you exhale this time, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, hands onto the shins, and rock from side to side. Coming back to center, release the hands out, shoulder height, palms facing up. Knees, send them a little way from the body. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to exhale those knees, keeping both legs connected together out over to the right. Bringing in a twist to the spine. Head can turn to look over to the left. And begin to let the body completely go. Enjoy that presence of warmth. Enjoy the work. Enjoy how it feels to let that go and begin to relax back down. On an inhale, we're lifting those knees, using the belly, the core, that strength. Coming back through center. Exhale over to the left. Knees coming down. Head turning over to the right. And then letting it all go. Softening the shoulders, softening the face, the neck, relaxing the tops of the legs, the lower legs, the feet. On an inhale, drawing those knees back to center. Hug them into the chest. And then inviting you to release out into your Shavasana or any final resting pose that feels nice. So coming either completely flat on the floor, making yourself as comfortable as you need to. Pillows, blankets, whatever works for you. And before we fully let go, bringing the hands back into that fire mudra, thumbs facing up, fingers tucked into the palm. And they can rest the side of the body, or if it feels nice, they can rest on the body. Just tap into what it is that feels good for you. And we're focusing on breathing in and breathing out. A strong and steady breath into the belly. And imagine that flame flickering at the center of your being. And each breath you take, it grows and becomes a little brighter, a little higher. That flame within you. Allow yourself to feel the warmth and heat spreading and filling the whole of your body. And not just your physical body, but deep into your mind, into your emotions, into your energy. Each layer of the body. And I invite you to take a moment, a few breaths to reflect on the following questions. Asking yourself, do I have the energy to do the things that I want to do? Do I have the energy to do the things that I want to do? Do I have the courage to face life's challenges? Do I have the courage to face life's challenges? Do I have the confidence to step out each day as my true self? Do I have the confidence to step out each day as my true self? Let the warmth and flames of the fire engulf you. Let it embody you. Let it clear your path. Allow it to guide you and drive you forward. Let it be the energy you need to break free from the winter, to break free from this sense of resting and hibernation, ready to grow, ready to flower again as we move into spring. Let go of that mudra, let the hands open, let the palms completely soften. Bringing your focus and attention fully onto that exhale, allowing each exhale to lengthen, to sink you deep within yourself, to melt the body from the crown of the head down through the face. Let that exhale melt the shoulders, the chest, the arms. And then it melt the belly, the hips, the legs, the feet. This is your time to fully surrender. Allow everything to let go. There's no more work to be done. You get to enjoy this moment. Gently asking the mind to notice the parts of the body resting on the earth. Beginning to feel that inhale, the cool air as you draw it in. Reawakening the mind and the body back into the space. Coming back in the room with renewed vitality and energy and that drive to move forward. And begin allowing that vitality and energy to wiggle into the fingers and the toes, creating movement. And if it feels good, taking any movement that you like, or drawing the knees into the chest and giving yourself a wonderful warm hug and a rock from side to side. And when you're ready, rolling onto one side and pausing for an extra breath. Before rising back to seated. Finding yourself into a comfortable space so that we can close out the practice together. And bringing the hands to prayer. And placing them a little lower than the heart, coming down into that solar plexus, thumbs touching into our fire center, connecting and sensing our Agni within us, closing down the eyes, taking a deep breath in, and as we exhale, let that exhale flow into the hands. The fire within me ignites the fire within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope that you feel re-energized, renewed, and that your fire has really been lit. That fire in the belly is ready to go, which means you can do anything, which means you have the confidence to do the things that you really want to do. And it really means that you can step out into the world every day just being you. So thank you for sharing your time with my time. It's a real pleasure to lead you in these practices, and I look forward to practicing with you again.